Hello everyone, this is Jonathan with Resale World Technical Support, and this is a video on adding a new Liberty Kiosk App configuration. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to go into the Liberty Mobile Admin Center, and we do this by going to Setup and then Liberty Mobile Admin. Once we're here, we'll click on Maintain and then Kiosk Configurations. We'll sign in. This is assuming that you've already linked your iPad with the Liberty Kiosk app to your Liberty database, and that's in a previous video. From here, if I don't already have a default config on my screen already, I can click the Add button, and it will automatically add another configuration or your first configuration right from the get-go. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this additional one that I've done, and instead, I'll edit the one that's already here. From here, we can add all the different custom features that are in the Liberty Kiosk app. Now, I've already got a bunch of features added. To add new features, we simply click the drop down next to Custom Page, and we have access to each individual feature. As we add each feature, it will add to the list over here so that we can edit them individually. We'll go ahead and go into each one in detail in a separate set of videos or in one single video. This will be kind of a summary of what each feature does. So the first feature we have is under the drop down here, and it's the custom page. This is what we call a static page, because you're actually creating the page in Liberty and it's being hosted in Liberty rather than pulling up a separate URL. So the first one we created was the About Us page. And if we go over to the right, we can see this page as it's already been created. We have our preview down here. This is our standard welcome message, but you can put anything you want in here. And it's done either by HTML or what you see is what you get as an editor. And I'll show you what that looks like on the iPad once it's completed. Now on the iPad, I'm going to tap the Liberty Kiosk app. And then I can tap the very first one that is the About Us page. And that matches exactly what you see as a preview. Again, this is a summary. We're just going over what each feature kind of displays. Back to our computer, we're going to click on the next option here. So I will drop down the new custom page area here, and the next feature we'll cover is the web feature. So I've already created a custom web feature here. Notice that we have a URL that we've implemented, and on the iPad, this is what it'll look like. So I'm going to tap the menu at the top left here, and then I'll tap that State of Mind website that we've added. And here we go. The next feature we'll be covering underneath the new custom page area here is the account management feature. The account management feature allows a consignor to sign into the Liberty Kiosk app and change their information. Here's what it looks like on the iPad. So I'll tap the menu button again at the top left. We're going to tap on the account management page. Notice that the very first time that the consignor opens this feature, they're going to have to log in. So I'm going to log in with my credentials. This will be blurred out in the video. And here are the details for that account that I can edit. Anything I change on the iPad will change in the Liberty database for this account. And again, everything you see on your screen here is customizable as to whether they can edit the information or not. One thing I'd like to note here is that under the menu option, all I have to do is sign in once and I'll have access to the account management feature and the consignor portal feature, which is what we'll be covering next. Back to the computer. Underneath the new custom page dropdown, we're going to be looking at the consignor portal. So the consignor portal feature will allow your consignor to log into their consignor login account on the Liberty Kiosk app, and you'll have complete control over what shows up on the iPad. Back to our iPad, I'm going to go back to the menu, and we're going to look at the consignor portal feature. So because I signed in earlier, as mentioned before, I already have access to my account. I can see I have a store credit available of $100, and once this is paid out, as with the consignor login, this amount will go away. The next feature we have is the item lookup feature. Back to the iPad, we go to our menu, and here's our item lookup feature. So from here, we can look up any inventory that we need to by just simply typing in the account-item number, or we can look it up by brand, by color, by description, or any of the attributes. So I'm going to type in black here, and here I'll pull up any of our black items. Note that some of the items that do not have images have a special symbol or a special image to indicate that they don't have an image. The rest of the items with images will show their images here. Back to our computer, the next feature we have is our new arrivals feature. So I'm going to click on this. And again, we have control over what the new arrivals menu label will be and whether we're going to show available or all items. So back to our iPad, tap the menu. We'll go to the new arrivals area. And right now I have no new arrivals, but basically any new items that are entered into your software will appear here based on the criteria that you've set in the kiosk configuration. Our final kiosk feature is going to be the price check option. There aren't many controls for this one as they are not needed. Back to our iPad, I'm going to tap the menu button and then we'll tap price check. Now from here, you can scan the tag with the camera on the iPad and it will bring up the item. So this button at the top right, if we tap that, it'll show us our camera. And we can put a tag in front of the iPad and we'll be taken to that item in the kiosk app. I'm going to go ahead and tap cancel. Back to our software, we can add a banner at the very top of the iPad so that we can show our store logo in the kiosk app. Next, we have our Enable POS Helper Functions box here, which if you open up the POS, the Resale Rewards input box will show up on the Liberty Kiosk app. This will allow a consumer or consignor to put in their phone number, and then when you ring them up, you can choose to redeem points from their account to get a coupon or to add rewards points to their account. Finally, we have the Screensaver slideshow, which will automatically display on the Liberty Kiosk app when it is idle. You must have a slideshow in order for the Liberty Kiosk app to work. This was a video on adding a new Liberty Kiosk app configuration.